Hi, welcome to mathforallgrades.com videos. In this video, I am going to teach you an important concept in speed, time and distance, and that is average speed. Average speed is an important concept from speed, time, distance, which is frequently asked on various standardized tests and entrance exams. So let me teach you about average speed today in this video. Consider this example to understand the concept of average speed, the formula of average speed. Consider two cities A and B. Let the distance between the two cities A and B be taken as 120 miles. Consider a car traveling from city A to city B at an average speed of 60 miles an hour, and let the car travel back from B to A at an average speed of 40 miles an hour. So this implies the car is traveling between the cities A and B to and fro for a same distance. The constant distance is 120 miles, which is travelled by the car from A to B to and back from B to A fro. Okay. Now let us find the average speed of the car over the entire journey between A and B to and fro. Average speed is determined by applying this formula. It is total distance travelled over total time taken. This is the actual formula to be applied for finding average speed. You must note that average speed should not be determined by applying the statistical average formula over the two average speeds. The two speeds are 60 miles an hour and 40 miles an hour, and average of them is this statistical average, which is sum of the numbers over number of numbers. If you have not watched the average video from mathforallgrades.com, then do kindly watch it. Then you will be able to understand this better. So the statistical average of these two numbers 60 and 40 is sum of those numbers over number of numbers. 60 and 40 are 2 in number, therefore their statistical average will be 60 plus 40 over 2, which is 50. This kind of method to find average speed can be applied only under one condition, which we will see later on. But applying this in this way to this example will give you a wrong answer for average speed. Therefore, apply this formula for finding the correct value of average speed. And remember that formula is total distance travelled over total time taken. Here, what will be the total distance travelled by the car between A and B to and fro? 120 while going from A to B, and another 120 miles for coming from B to A. Now total time taken. Recall that the formula of finding time is distance travelled over speed. Now for the car going from A to B, the distance travelled is 120 miles, as we have seen, over speed 60 miles an hour. So this is the time taken by the car for travelling from A to B, which will be 2 hours. So write here 2 hours for the car travelling from A to B. And what will be the time taken by the car to come back from B to A, traveling the same distance at this speed 40 miles an hour? It would be distance 120 over speed 40, which is equal to 3. Therefore, time taken by the car for traveling back from B to A would be 3 hours. Now let us simplify them. 120, sum is 240, denominator sum is 5. So 240 by 5 is equal to what? 48. How do you find this slightly fast? 240 over 5. Instead of dividing in your mind 240 over by 5, you look at 240 as 24 into 10, which it is, and 10 divided by 5. This 5 you write below 10. So 10 by 5 is 2. So 24 into 2 is equal to 48. So this way of splitting up 240 as 24 into 10 and in the mind calculating 10 by 5 as 2, that multiplied to 24 will give you 48. This way of finding the quotient 240 by 5 will add speed to you. So whatever, the average speed is 48 miles per hour, which is the proper value obtained from this formula, which is the correct method for finding average speed and not this one. So this is the formula that you must remember to find average speed whenever the distance between two places is given and the two speeds are also given. Here we can remember a very useful note which will add speed in finding average speed in an exam where an objective question on this concept is asked. If you observe, average speed, that is the correct one, is 48 miles an hour, while average of the speeds, which implies the statistical kind of average obtained by applying the statistical average formula, that is 50, as we have seen here. So the right value of average speed obtained by the proper method will be less than the incorrect value found by applying the statistical method for finding average. Sometimes it could be less also. It could be equal also, not less. Less is already said. Equal also it can be, and that will be when the speeds are same. Suppose the speed taken by the car for traveling from A to B is 50 miles per hour. And the speed for the car for traveling from B to A also is 50 miles an hour. Since the speeds are same, if you apply this formula to find average speed, you would check that average speed would be equal to average of the speeds, which is 50 each. Apply this formula, the proper formula to find average speed, you will see average speed would be 50. And statistical average also would be 50. So average speed would be always either less than or equal to average of the speeds. Less than it will be when the speeds are different, and equal to it will be when the speeds to and fro are same. Another point that you should remember is this relationship between average speed and average of the speeds will be applicable only when the distance travelled is same to and fro. Remember, distance travelled by the moving body between the two places A and B to and fro must be same. If distances are different, then these two relationships may or may not apply. So to remember this note, speeds must be same, and if distances must be same. And if speeds are same, then average speed will be same as average of the speeds. Distance is same and speeds are different, then average speed would be less than average of the speeds. So remember to apply this formula for finding average speed. Hope you found this video useful. Thank you and keep watching mathforallgrades.com videos.